Now, I only watch some of the wrestling from WWE because of Christian Miracle. This guy began his WWE since then almost 3 years ago. And so far, he's doing a very good job on sending every pay-per-view. He didn't send all the pay-per-views, but almost every pay-per-view, like 2016 and 2017. My point is, at least he knows more about the WWE just like everyone else. And not only that, he's a fan. He has different opinions. I know this has nothing to do with WWE, but the main reason I brought him up is because he's pretty much one of the only people that gives great tips about WWE. In his Sin videos, he completely talks about that the old days are way better than the PG era. Mostly because of the part-timers winning championships, and poor talents like CM Punk not making at WrestleMania, and so much more. He's a very great analysis on WWE. Not the greatest, but he's still good for what he does. I mean, during the times when WWE is serious, people want to see something serious. I mean, it may be fake, yeah, but it's so good, the fake doesn't matter. You need to understand that WWE did a great job back at the days, before PGL began. And the sad thing is, WWE is slightly getting worse year after year. Do you see this? Notice the difference? Almost all of the seats are completely empty. This issue happened in TNA in 2013, and now WWE is suffering this issue. Because of how boring and ridiculous that SmackDown and Raw are going back to the same cities months later, it's really impossible on why people should leisurely come back to wrestling to watch this. Especially if they're getting sick and tired of it. Now, I do have other theories on why this is going on, but I really don't want to. Because I have other theories about other things that could not be true at all. And the most recent thing is the budget cuts that WWE is completely doing over the years. Since they noticed that they're using fans, they need to have the same design stage and using some kind of equipment like the championship things where you see the names, but in 2014 they removed them, those graphics things. WWE do that just to save more money so they can save themselves a little longer. All because they don't want to go back to TV-14 and be PG friendly. This whole thing all started back at the Royal Rumble of 2014. Yeah, this was the first pay-per-view where they used the exact same stage design. And I was upset because WWE do a great job on stage designs. But since they're in the predicament of using money constantly, even though they're getting a lot of money, it's very disappointing that WWE is using everything, even if the wrestling didn't even matter in this issue. I just really found this very disappointing. And what I mean that wrestling doesn't matter in this issue is because the storylines are so poor. Really, really poor. Due to the PGL treatment, we only get some wrestlers that return, and as for the other wrestlers, they had to do some juvenile thing for the kids. This is just disappointing. I mean, I can understand that Christian Miracle kind of likes some of the PG stuff, but I can understand why WWE needs to turn to 14. I can really understand that WWE needs to get back on its thing and do what they're supposed to do ever since 1997. With part-timers holding the championship and not defending them a lot is so terrible. Don't even get me started on Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship run. I'm not talking about the WWE one, I'm talking about his Universal Championship run. It's still upsetting that the Universal Championship design is still terrible even to this day. But it's bad enough that a part-timer is holding the championship. I mean, we only seen this championship once in a while, and it didn't get any publicity whatsoever. It's just a one-of-a-kind championship for Raw. And during that time in 2016, where it was born, it had a good one with Kevin Owens. at least Kevin Owens isn't a part-timer. And I can understand that he at least made the Universal thing a more respected champion, even if it wasn't a good design to begin with. However, when you have part-timers holding the championship who are way too old and only hold them with less than a month, is so wrong. I mean, wrestlers like John Cena is understandable because he at least wrestles during the wrestling podcast, like Raw and SmackDown. His championship win at the Royal Rumble was okay. At least he won it fair and square. However, Goldberg completely won it less than 30 seconds. And just so you know, the total run time of Goldberg's matches combined was almost 10 minutes. You want to see why Hall of Famers should be about champions who actually deserve it? I know Goldberg is a future Hall of Famer, but this is just one and it doesn't accomplish anything in his career. I'll get into all that in the next video, as in the part-timer thing. Anyway, for right now, let's talk about the minor things that I do like in WWE. I do like the reunions of the Shield and other stuff, but they didn't last long and it doesn't make up everything. I mean, I really try my best to enjoy the show, but I only watch the pay-per-views. And just so you know, I watch wrestling and listen to music. Mostly because I'm not interested with the commentary, and I can't feel so invested of watching WWE anymore like I used to. WWE is just feeling more sadder and sadder and worse every time a month passes. Because you know it's just going to get worse. However, there is one main reason why WWE will never die, and that is the WWE Network. Yes, it may be very expensive, but it's very understandable on why they took so much time until they finished fixing all the problems they had. During 2011, they announced it, but they were having delay issues. And that wasn't until February of 2014, everything changed in the WWE. I'm not talking about the era, I'm talking about the budget and profit issues. And me saying the WWE Network, I'm talking about everything that has. I'm talking about NXT. I don't watch NXT, but at least it became one of the saving graces in WWE. The wrestling is perfect. Everything else that they did in NXT should have been what WWE is doing with Raw and SmackDown and their pay-per-views. And it's really sad that they don't do that on their full potential like they did back in the days. And I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about WCW and ECW pay-per-views. And even the episodes, yes. Almost all the episodes from WCW and ECW are all on demand on the WWE. Especially all the episodes of Raw and SmackDown. And now, let's talk about all the major problems that WWE has done over the past couple of years. And namely the ones that turn into a stupid disaster. Now, the reason why WWE is completely going all out to have more broadcasts on so many channels is because they have a lot of money to do that. Saturday Morning Slam was terrible, but they just wanted to do it for a little kids audience. It may be stupid, but it's 30 minutes. It may be, I know I'm not going against this whole thing, but every time I look at this, I just think of Up-bucation for little kids for Saturday mornings. That's it. That's the only thing why Saturday Morning Slam exists. But back to the good stuff. Even though that back then in 2014, everything wasn't on demand, at least they had time. Because almost all the pay-per-views from WWE, WCW, and ECW were all on demand during that time. And I know that wrestling fans had the WWE Network because they could probably watch everything besides PG. Seriously, I can understand that the WWE Network is the main reason why WWE isn't dying. because it's its saving grace. And I think one of the only reasons why WWE is getting worse and worse on television because of the low ratings is because technology has gone way and way better. Me and my brother had arguments about this. Mostly because that WWE is just getting less and less exciting and people want to do something else. WWE isn't boring to me. In fact, it's one of my favorite hobbies of all time. I still think that WWE is just not doing good enough to stay alive no matter what. And I really got nothing else for this rant. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I really got nothing else for this rant because I have little material on what WWE now. I mean, I don't watch the Raw and SmackDown episodes anymore, but I still watch one of the pay-per-views. I just didn't want to waste my time watching almost all the content with the recent episodes. Because it just feels a waste of time, and we just seen this over and over again. With nothing new. I know this rant isn't full material based, but this is all I have. And just so you know, the next 2 projects involving WWE is going to be a review on a pay-per-view and a top 10 video. I know I'm not excited, but I really wanted to at least have some opinions on WWE. I can say that, despite all its flaws, it's still a good company. Not one of the best, it's still good. I can easily bypass everything and just watch the pay-per-views and that's it. Now, if you guys have comments about WWE on how it is now, comment down below. And as for the WWE Network thing, you should probably talk about that too, because I still think it's one of the only reasons why WWE is still alive, even that WrestleMania is the grand day of them all. I know I didn't talk about WrestleMania, but in the next video, I might. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here. I'll see you on the next WWE project.